now listening to Wealthy Sistas Radio Show. We're now listening to Wealthy Sistas with Deborah Hartnett.
Great morning, great morning, great morning, and welcome to Wealthy Sistas Radio with a View. I am Deborah Hartnett, your host, and I am super excited to welcome you to our show today. You know, I am really grateful. I said that last week. I need to start saying I'm super grateful to welcome you because I do value your time. I know how precious it is, and for you to take the time out to listen to what we have to share today, I think that speaks volumes. And I want to make sure that I deliver to you something of value that's well worth your time. As a matter of fact, if you know about Wealthy Sistas Radio, you know, we've been around for years, taken a long hiatus, and we are back now since March of this year. And you know that our purpose is twofold. First, it is so important for us to make sure that we provide information to encourage you, to inspire you, and to also make sure that through that inspiration, it gives you that knowledge, that practical knowledge, so that you can have that impact on your business, a positive impact, not just on your business, but on your life as well. And not just on the life or like the long-term impact, but we want to be able to have something that you can get today to say, you know what? That's what I need to do. That just one little simple thing that can help you turn your direction. Even if you are flowing the way that you want to flow, guess what? God has more for you. So, you know, the second purpose for us is to make sure that we provide a platform. And I mean this with every fiber of my being. It is so important that we provide a platform to show, to promote, to edify, and just say thank you to our sisters for doing big things. Because otherwise, if you are checking out the television and you're listening to the news and all this other noise that's out here, you would only think that we are one-dimensional. But we're not. I'm here to let you know we've got super sisters doing some incredible things. Not only that, but brothers as well. And speaking of that, I'm telling you, today's show, I'm going to do my best to hold back the tears. I have a special sister that I met online. See, back in the day, when we got started out here with the social media platforms, it meant something. It wasn't just about doing all of this and watching these goofy videos of somebody falling over and over and getting millions of views. It was about a way that you could connect with people of like minds all across the world. We connected, we built friendships, and we were able to connect eventually in person. And that's what happened to this sister that I want to introduce you to today. We're going to talk about today how you can literally take your failures when we fall, I'm telling you, setbacks, and have a real comeback. That is what we're going to talk about today. And I cannot think of a better person than this amazing woman right here. That's right. She's none other than Miss Lady Teresa Perkins. She is a mother, a wife, an entrepreneur, an author, and also big mama to her grandbaby. Yeah. Look at you. Aren't you gorgeous? Welcome to Wealthy Sistas Radio with the View, my sister.
Good morning, soul sister, my soul sister. It's so good to see you, hear you, touch you. Love forever and ever. I'm so proud of you, and congratulations on all that God has been blessing you with. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Okay, see, you know, you're already trying to make it start right now. Oh,
you know
wow.
How we do.
You know, there are people out here. I want you to know, y'all, don't pay attention to what this world is, this delusions and illusions that they are promoting out here. of all the negativity, that
Yes.
people are bad to the core. They are rotten. You know, there are a lot of people that you want to just say, I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say, but you know, there are people out here like that challenge you. And you know, why are they there? They're there to challenge us, right?
Right.
To think better. But this individual right here, I'm telling you, when I tell you she'll give you the shirt off her back, I mean, we've seen it. she's incredible, but I'm not going to hold her from you. You know, Sister Teresa, this is your first time gracing us. No, it's your second time, right? It's your second time, I'm thinking.
Actually, first time on this
First
particular
time.
platform.
First time. That's okay. You might have done some other things with us.
Yes.
First time on Wealthy Sisters Radio. I'm telling you. Well, the first thing we do here, you know, we're kind of nosy. And I was really not nosy. Again, you know, we talked about our purpose being to inspire, right? Because oftentimes we just need just one more little word or one more little push. Because it's already in us. Everything God has, everything before the world was created. He created us with everything, every event that was going to transpire in our lives. But, you know, sometimes we just need that one thing. And that's what we pray that we're able to do here at Wealthy Sisters. So in so doing that, you know, when they are able to see someone that looks like them, right? You know, or hear that story. Well, how did she get started? Like, where did she come from? Because the other thing that happens is when we're ready to move forward, right? It's always a trick of the enemy that's trying to make you say, but that's you can't do that. They did that. See, your family was like this. See, yours was like this. So why don't you just share with our audience, just briefly, like I like to call it, all of the ingredients that went into this beautiful recipe that we see today?
Wow. First and foremost, man, I think for me, I always knew that I would be something more than where I was. No matter what job, whether it was a receptionist or assistant, I always had the gift of making things look amazing.
Yes.
When I got started many moons ago, there was no magazines with African American interior designers, creatives. There was no, you know, shows, no home shows. My gifts and talents were just something I just have. And I really believe it's a blessing from my mom, because the lady was sharp. The house was always sharp and fabulous. And I never seen those things in other people's homes that I went through. So throughout, you know, the life, marriage, kids, not even knowing or thinking about business until I attended the Art Institute downtown Chicago. What's up, Chi-Town is in the building.
I was waiting when you was going to let everybody know you from Chi-Town now.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
And going to school, to the business college, and I was going downtown every day, seeing all these high rises and these women with these beautiful long furs and all these tall buildings and going up to the top floor. I was like, well, wait a minute, what's up there? What's going on? I want to do that too. How you get them furs? Wait a minute. So I just wanted to start a business course. That's what I took. It was a business class. Got married, went to the military, and I started decorating our houses. And people would start coming over. Mind you, we didn't have no money. When I say no money, our first piece of furniture that we could afford was a sofa sleeper. We slept on it at night and sat on it during the daytime. That was our living room set. So people was coming over like, man, where y'all get all this money from? Honey, I was shopping at Goodwills and thrift stores and the Airman's Attics and just putting things together. And people were like, well, can you come do that to my house? And I was like, do what? It was like, what you did to your house? I'm like, I just put something together. I didn't even know what it was called. Long story short, fast forward, seeing the commercial on TV when we was living in Vegas, that talked about, are you the person that your friends and family come to decorate their home? And I just started crying. I was like, oh my God, wait a minute.
They were talking to
this is called
you. It
something.
was nobody else. Nobody
It
else that they were talking to. It was laser for you.
all for me. And so, long story short, went to school, went into furniture because I believe for me, I didn't want to skip a beat. I wanted to have every corner covered. I wanted to know about design, sales, any technique I could learn because I didn't want nobody to challenge me on what they thought I didn't know because of my skin color. So I worked in these furniture stores, kept being number one salesperson, kept seeing how many millions of dollars I was making all these companies, but I wasn't getting like a slice of the pie. And I heard the Lord say, it's time. And I'm like, time for what? I had know what are you talking about? I'm a married wife to a military dude and a kid. It's time to go. Now, mind you, at the time, I was a manager for a call center. I wasn't even working in design at the time when I stepped out in faith. And I launched out, heard a lot of no's. A lot of people that I tried to work with said I wasn't qualified. And I'm a faith warrior. So despite the no's, I kept getting all these opportunities from other sources. Fast forward, I learned in business early that you have to collaborate and invest in your business. And the investment in business wasn't cheap. To get featured in magazines or people saying, hey, I like your work, I want to put you in the magazine, but there's a fee. I said, well, you know what? I need exposure. Let me go ahead and, just bite the bullet and advertise. And we got a call from someone that you all may know. I hate to name drop, but it's a part of my testimony.
Yes.
Got a call from the incomparable, infamous Maya Angelou people.
Wow.
And they were like, oh my God, we just seen you in this magazine and your work, and she's looking for an African American to do some set design for her. Are you available? And I was like, let me talk with my people.
Let me check.
And we'll get back with your people. My people was my husband.
Can we drive over there?
My people was my husband. Long story short, we had got the opportunity, and I was so amazed. I didn't get to meet her that night. And for me, it wasn't about meeting her. It was about to provide an amazing experience for her that she will call me back. And she loved it. I didn't get to meet her. Her assistant came out and said, oh my God, Maya wanted me to let you know that you made her feel at home. I said, okay, I'm done. It's a wrap. Just wrap me up. That's all I need to hear. Long story short, we got not one, but two more calls to travel with her. And I'm going to say the story went from there. Grit, tenacity, and knowing that this too shall pass. When things do go wrong or not as you plan, or you feel like, man, I've been waiting and waiting, that's your time to hone your skills, baby. That's your time to look within yourself and put yourself out there, no matter how long you have to wait for your opportunity, but your opportunity will come.
We're talking about the top things you need to do right now. Right now to rebound from a failed business, right?
Failed business.
And one of the things you said, and I'm just gonna put some stuff out here. Yeah. And I know you're gonna expound on it, but you already started this. It's time to hone your skills.
Yes.
It's not the time to write. So the first thing I think of, because if you are an entrepreneur, first and foremost, you've already said it, Teresa, in so many different ways. We know it's about the mindset.
Right.
it's something you had, and you said in the beginning, you always knew that you were supposed to be doing something special.
Absolutely.
That you're not just going to be thinking. So it's how you thinking, your mind was expanded. But the first thing I think of when we face failure, or we face something that didn't go the way that we thought it was going to go, we put a lot of money into this, and
Yes.
and I mean, you can get as personal as you like, with
Okay.
our audience.
So-
But when you do that, the first thing I think is we should breathe.
It's
Take
in
a
my
deep
book,
breath.
How to Fail Forward,
Come on now.
on Amazon. Check it out for yourself.
Come on now. How to fail forward.
How to Fail Forward. When you, my husband, as you know, started a restaurant, a franchise, and things didn't go like what we thought they were going to do. We thought it was going to be bang, bam, money flow.
Right.
And most entrepreneurs think that, because we don't think about what if this doesn't work.
Right.
Or-
We're visionaries.
Yeah, all we see is the end goal. We don't see the dips, the trips, the slips, the delays, because we're focused and laser focused on the end goal. Or, we gonna start with one and we go get 5 locations. We gonna start with one, we gonna be worldwide. We gonna take this thing. We're not thinking about the flip side. The flip side is when you really get to tell what you made of.
Mm-hmm.
Friends, families, acquaintances, you're going to get to see all who they are as well. Mm-hmm. And you have to know, even if you lost everything, even if you said, I'm going all in, and you crapped out, at the end of the day, as I said to my husband, what we gonna do now? And it's like, you have to get to a point where you can't do nothing but breathe. Mm-hmm. And as I say in my book, you have to breathe, you have to pause, and you have to reflect and rest your soul. Mm-hmm. Because when you give 100% to anything and it doesn't go right, your soul is crushed. Whether that's, a business, a marriage, something with your child. Anytime you take that kind of hit, it's going to affect your soul. But guess what? You got the power. You have the power to say, you know what? Let me dust my feet off, my knees off. Let me get this towel, because I had tissue everywhere. I was crying because it was devastating. Mm-hmm. And I can laugh about it now, because you only can become overcomers if you overcome something. Mm-hmm. 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 Knowing that we didn't turn on each other, we stayed together. We went through the time, because when you lose a business, you lose money. You're paying all this debt. You're trying to come out of this dark place. But we always still said our foundation was always built on love and supporting each other, and we go get through this together. Mm-hmm. If you don't have someone to walk that walk with, make sure you got somebody on your team that love you when you got 50 cents or 5 million. Mm-hmm. That person can be your rock after God, because God is first. That's who gave us the strength to know that no matter what this look like right now, it's temporary, but you got to keep your mind focused. That same focus and drive you had on building that thing you thought was going to work, you got to get that same focus and drive back to overcome it.
Absolutely.
And now, your setback, and you don't believe this till you go through it. Mm-hmm. Your setback is your set up if you don't give up.
And your setup if you don't give up. And your setback is your setup for your comeback.
Absolutely. That's 100%.
Absolutely. And if you're just joining us here on Wealthy Sisters Radio with The View, I am Deborah Hartnett, your host. And our very special guest today is none other than Lady T, Teresa Perkins, the designer extraordinaire, author, serial entrepreneur. We can't wait to talk about her new product line. But before we get into that, we're talking today about the top things you need to do right now to bounce back from a failed business. But before I get back into this, I want you to know that Wealthy Sisters Radio with The View is also on Black USA. Blacknews.usa.
Nice.
I should be able to remember it. Blackusa.news. My brother Dunny, I know he's probably like, girl. But that's Dunny Glover out of Baltimore. Blackusa.news, where all the best of entertainment, not just entertainment, but most importantly to me, is business news, political news, social, economic knowledge, things that we need for our community. Donnie Glover, I'm telling you, is not somebody that just got started at this. I met him back in the early 2000s, and he was doing Black Wall Street then. You hear me? When I tell you he is a media mogul, you want to go to blackusa.news to check out all of the many shows that are there and content there as well. So again, here with my sister Teresa, we're talking about the top things you need to do right now to bounce back from a failed business. The first thing you mentioned was, you gotta know that this is gonna pass, right?
Yeah.
You gotta really, look and see what's going on. Know that this is gonna pass. And then we talked about the first thing, though, also is you wanna breathe. You wanna breathe, you wanna exhale, and you wanna breathe. The second thing I'm gonna put out there for you to talk about, sister, is to realize that you didn't fail.
Man, when you get that right there,
realize you didn't fail.
When you really grasp that this was just one part, one chapter of your journey, and all the nuggets that you've learned during that chapter can and will help you through the rest of your chapters. Mm-hmm. I can tell you 100%.
You gotta say that again. Say that again.
Whatever didn't work, if you take those nuggets that you learned during that process and take that to your next chapter, it's going to help you along your journey. Because you're going to remember, oh, wait a minute, no, we spent $5,000 a month on that last space. We need to stay around 1,500.
500.
We need to get down as, unless you own it, if you're in a position to purchase it, that's different. Then you can look at it. It's really an investment, right?
Right.
But if you're just renting, you just leasing, and it's like, okay, well, I jumped up to this 5,000 real quick. No. That matter of fact, them numbers make my stomach hurt. It's like, wait, hold on. We don't own this building. Since we don't own it, we need to keep more liquid available versus putting it all into the space. I would not have known that unless we went through that. You know what I mean?
Right. Nothing like a bought lesson, huh?
Oh, we paid for it. We paid for it, and I shared. That's why I wrote that book, because I was on YouTube like at 2-3 in the morning, and I was listening to so many people who, like us, didn't know that failure is a part of the journey and the redirection to where you should be. I tell you 100%, I would not be doing all the things that I'm doing currently if that thing worked.
And I think about it like this. You really didn't fail. You were
Correct.
successful at finding out what didn't work.
That's right. I was a genius. Genius. I was a genius learning. That didn't work. We should have took a right turn right there. Okay. But at the end of the day, it's like, I can't trade it.
Right.
I can't say I wish it didn't happen.
Right.
Because I wouldn't be who I am today.
Right.
I wouldn't be able to share with millions of people that it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I do works out for me. No matter what it looks like at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
If you learn from it, you could take that thing on with you to say, you know what? Like I said, let me dust my knees off. Okay, Father. Now, what was you saying? You wanted me to do what?
I submit. I'm at this point. I said, I don't even want to turn my head. I don't even want to tilt it. I don't want to do anything without God.
Yes.
We were talking about that yesterday in prayer, in a prayer life, and how we pray differently.
Totally. There was a time when I was like, Lord, I just want to thank you for, the stuff, the money, and all these clients, and $18 million bank accounts. Now it's like, Lord, I thank you for life, breath, wisdom, being able to hear your voice, direction. Because as we know, especially when you get, your later 40s, 50s, and or you should have experienced some things that make you say, what, that thing sure was sparkling over there, but it wasn't good for me. Or he sure was.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
He sure was fine, but that ain't go. Oh, she was fine. She had that Coca-Cola, but she was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Now it's like, I thank you for an increase in wisdom, stature, and favor with you and man. I thank you for direction.
Yes.
I thank you for divine connections. It's one of my top 5 because you don't want to be rolling down, going upstream, and you got the wrong passenger in your boat.
And this is so important that you said that, because today we know social media, a lot of things can make things look like they're not.
Yes.
Right. Another thing is success can come, and there are many definitions of success, and let's just talk about the typical definition that people look at, like you say, the houses, the cars, the money coming in, your business flowing. That level of success, it happens. It can happen quickly with the internet. We got a lot of proof of that. And it's not taking anything away from the work that people put into that.
Absolutely.
Right? But one thing about it can trick you. Things can come in because you can have that's in any type of business, any type of life. There are seasons, there are ebbs and flows, and you have to be ready. I love Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn, miss him. May God rest his soul in peace. One of my favorite things that he talked about are the 4 seasons in life. And he talks about the winter is going to come. How you prepare for the winter. That's what we're talking about. So you said breathe. We talked about realize that you didn't fail. You right?
Yeah.
Next thing, I want you to say about access, or assessing rather, and being open. How important it is that these are the top things you need to do right now.
Right now.
Be open. And you kind of alluded to some of those things. Open. Assess.
You have to be, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Open and assess your situation. Be honest.
You have to look in the mirror and say, man, this didn't work. This and you start to reflect. That's another one in my book. Reflect on, man. Now you see it now because you're going through it. It's like it's happened. Here we are, man. Why you even make that call? Why you even make that move? You already know you should have did this, but you were so in the moment. So you get to a point to where you have to be open to receive that. Okay, this is where we are, and as I said, what we go do now. What we go. Do you really mean that? Because you have to be open to maybe doing something you didn't want to do for me, like myself. I didn't want to go back to corporate America. But how about I did, and I realized why. Every corporate job I took after that was trying to promote me into management. I'm a grinder. I'm a hustler. I show up and I'm gonna excel at the position, where everybody didn't do that, and that's not their work ethic. You gotta have a good, solid work ethic. You can't be talking about, oh, I want this and I want these millions and this and that. And I want to, do this person's house and this person, and you don't have no good work ethic. You're not showing up. You're not following up. You're not calling people back. You're not being where you're supposed to be. Come on, man. You can't say you want something, but you don't want to do the work. Anyway, I finally took this promotion, and I kept saying, Lord, come on, man. I don't feel like babysitting no adults. Come on, like really? I gotta go down. Okay, all right, we going happy. We going. Making money, getting promotion, getting bonuses. And the Lord said one day at 7:51 p.m. when I was in the store by myself, He said, go check your numbers. Well, I know my numbers because I'm a grinder. I was like, I already know what I did. We did 1.3 million. Go check all your numbers. Huh? So I'm looking up all my numbers, and I said, wait. I made these people over $6 million in 4 years. Wait a minute. What's going on here? What I realized was, by him telling me to look at my numbers, that woke that entrepreneur side of me back up. She wasn't never gone. She was just cooling, trying to prepare for this comeback after that L. As I like to say, redirect. Long story short, if I wouldn't have went through that door, I would not have learned what I learned. I didn't know the transportation side. I didn't know the repair side. I didn't know what happens on reorders. Just a lot of pieces I was missing for my own business and what I should have been doing with interior design. If I would have said no, I would not have learned that. But because I was open and said yes through the horrible, crazy foolishness, he needed me to go through that door so I could get that piece or get those pieces for me to bounce back and rebrand my own brand so I can make them 6 million for my legacy. Crucial point.
Crucial. So you're saying all the experiences, because if you have to go, it's not the end of the world.
It's not. It's a temporary situation.
I always tell people, it's temporary. And if you are an entrepreneur, look at that job as your client. That's your client, right?
That's your training ground. And not only that, it's providing a means, right? It's giving you some income for you to rebuild, for you to reposition yourself, for you to pay off whatever you needed to pay off. And it's teaching you a new talent. And you're meeting people that could possibly be that butler that you need them to be where they're going to open that door for other opportunities that you would not have received if you were not there. I just said a testimony right there for somebody. I hope they got it.
Yes.
Because everywhere you go, you're meeting people. And some of those people that you're going to meet could be your butler. You don't know who you go meet. You don't know who know who. That's why no matter what I experience, and this is a growth, this is growth for me because of my personality. I had to learn, you don't have to act ignorant because somebody else acted ignorant. You don't have to curse somebody out just because they cursed you out, because you don't see your favorite celebrity, I hope, whoever you loving, whether it's a Oprah or whoever it is, you don't see, you can you imagine how much Oprah was talked about? Whoever your favorite person is, can you imagine the ridicule and the names and how they was treated? What's the story? Oprah went into some store in Italy or somewhere trying to buy a $12,000 person. They said, "Get out of here! You can't afford this." I'm sorry, what? Sure, she could have asked a fool. You know who I am? My name is. She could have did all of that, but yeah. I mean, she could have lost it, and so I had to learn. Chill out, simmer down.
Yeah.
Who do you want them to see? You never know who's watching you. You never know who's listening to you. And what's going to come out of that. That was one of my growth, my biggest things I needed to get because of my personality. Them twins be off the chain sometimes.
Yeah, baby, they Gemini.
So I really had to hone that in.
Yeah.
And I learned that being back in corporate America. And it wasn't that I thought I was better than corporate America, but it was like I was just ready. Lord, when is my time? I've been doing this for 10 years. Hey, you still got some more stuff I need you to give me. I can't give you. There is no way I could have worked with Maya Angelou for 3 years if I wasn't mentally prepared. That opportunity would not, I would have blew it. You know what I mean? Something would have happened. Oh, I'm waiting an hour. Man, I got time to be waiting for no hour. Who they think they are? Let me.
You are speaking the truth. You speaking the truth.
I mean, it's not necessary. And it was a great experience. And the butlers that I've met through this journey has been indescribable, because you know how you hear about these stories. Oh, this person go, help you get. I never thought about that. I was taught, do your work, show up, and your work go speak for yourself.
Speak for yourself.
I didn't get the part about the favor. And, people always watching, and somebody's going to give you a break that you never thought you would get one day. And I've been through those experiences. But again, it goes back to the point of being open despite the L, despite the tip, because all this stuff is temporary.
And what you're saying is very temporary.
It's temporary.
It's temporary. And in talking about being open and assess your situation, okay, you brought it right out. Assessing what did I do? Like, correct. What could I have done differently? And attitude. Not crucial. Saying you had an attitude, but having the attitude of not, basic customer service. First of all, some people can assess how they interact. Like I've, seen business owners and how, just in some retails or some restaurants or whatever, that make you feel like, ooh, I don't know if I want to come back, in this place, because I feel like I'm bothering you. Can I give you my money, please?
Yeah.
That type of situation. So we are here talking about the top things you need to do right now. Right now. Not tomorrow, but right now, to bounce back from a failed business. And I cannot think of a better person than my sister Teresa and these ladies right here in the Wealthy Sisters. Powerful personal stories proving that you can do it too. You could get this book on Amazon. You can also get it, it'll come quicker to you if you get it on Amazon. But, we have it on the website, Wealthy Sisters, as well. But this book right here, there are so many stories in here. And when you, I love listening to Sheila Brooks out of DC in the media, or Colleen Payne out of Oklahoma. Her story now, when she talked about how she went and just on her own jumped out there and got this huge mobile home for the business that she started, and thought that she'd be able to get some partners, right? The who she worked for thought that they would see the vision, the idea that she had, but they did, and she went out and had to do it on her own. And when she did, they wanted to now, step to the side. We'll get this, and you girl, we'll, so bouncing back, these ladies know about it as well. Get this book, Wealthy Sisters, Powerful Personal Stories, proving that you can do it too, available to you on Amazon. My sister, Teresa Perkins, we're talking today. She is an interior designer, real estate, author, investor. We want to get into your new business that you have that's flourishing. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit more, because in your book, you talk about how to come back, right?
Yeah.
How to fail forward.
How to fail forward.
We're talking about the first thing we said, you want to breathe. Realize, second, that you didn't fail.
Yeah.
You didn't, right?
Right.
Open and honest, be open and honest, and assess, what could you do differently? Or what could be better, what happened. And then you already kind of said it. Collaboration, your network.
Man.
Let's talk about assessing who's in your circle, because sometimes we're listening to people that have nothing to do with business, that don't know about business. They just smart people. They got A's in school. You've been friends, or they the family, the uncle that's, the patriarch of the family. No, never run a business before. But you listening to them on how to run your business. So let's talk about assessing who's in your circle.
It's so crucial to even understand how important that is, because, and I have to say this, I don't like that I have to say this, but it's a fact. Everybody is not for you. It's sad but true. And time will show that to you, and it's okay, because I'd rather know sooner than later. You know what I mean? And whatever time I have to learn that, that's a great lesson. But I can't talk to Deborah, Sue, or anybody about being married if I'm not married.
Right.
If you're not married and I'm married, what I'm talking to you for?
Right. Exactly.
If you have a business and I don't have a business unless I'm trying to start a business, why am I talking to you? Not being rude, but it's some things you're not going to understand because you don't have knowledge of it. If you're a size 10 and I'm a size 18, I'm not even going to talk to you about losing weight unless you told me you already lost the weight. You may have that, your whole family may have that whole slim figure. And you may be like, oh, I eat everything I could eat, anything all day, any day. I ain't got to work out. I've been a size 18 my whole life. It's like, okay, let me go talk to somebody on Weight Watchers.
Somebody else.
And it's nothing that we can't talk about other things. That particular subject, if you don't have a business, failed out of business, got money for a business, in a business, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to be able to relate to my experiences. And that's okay. You want to be strategic on who you share your goals with. If this person don't have any goals, or working on something, I'm not talking to them. Why? We on two different pages. We could talk about maybe some hair or what's a good restaurant, things that we both know. But if they're not doing what you're doing or on a higher level of what you're doing, you're going to be given some bad advice. Just facts. Nothing wrong with it. It's so crucial because everybody has spent time is the most valuable thing we have on the planet, right? Period. So wouldn't you want to spend your time with somebody that's going to be able to hone in and share with you their own journey, wins, losses, and redirections? Big mama and them, auntie and them, you may want to talk to them about, example, a situation. Maybe it's a personality conflict or something like that. But to get into business, man, it's crucial to have, as I always pray for, divine connections. Because
Divine connections, yes.
I want the best for you. Whether I talk to you for 5 years, I want the best for you. Period. And I want to be around people who want the best for me. And sometimes when you're growing into what God has called you to be and do, and other people around you have not, sometimes they feel, oh, she leave me. Oh, you don't call me no more. Oh, no, you don't want to hang out. No, ma'am, I'm just focusing on my gift and walking this journey while I can. We still cool. I still love you, but I'm just focusing on this journey. And you want sound advice. It's great to have mentorship. It's great to have collaborations. You may have a situation where you be like, oh, I'm about to buy this commercial building. Well, I don't understand this paragraph. And yeah, the attorney told me what it says, but I really don't get it. They still talking above my head. Oh, let me call my girl. She's a realtor. She's bought commercial property before. Hey, can you tell me how that experience worked? Oh, absolutely. Let's go to lunch and talk about it. That's sound advice. She may want to say, well, hey, you want to collaborate on a deal? Well, hey, do you know a designer? Yeah, I got my girl T. Perkins. She can fly in. All that's connecting the dots.
It's connecting the dots.
It's crucial. And again, I hate to say it, but it's facts. Some people, unfortunately, don't understand your vision. And that's okay. It's not my business how somebody feel about me. Don't have nothing to do with me. I treat everybody with respect. I'm friendly. I'm kind. If you mad or hating because I'm doing and going after my goal, because I realized, I know God just didn't bring me here just to exist.
Right.
He put too much into me for me just to exist and go punch a clock and that's it. That's all I'm going. No, he put too much. He brought me through too much for me to just do that. He has more for me. So get you some business. I like to call them business besties. Somebody that's going to tell you the truth. Girl, you know what? I know you said you was looking at this, but I'm going to pray that works out. Have you thought about this?
And you've been saying it, we're talking about the top things you need to do right now, to bounce back from a failed business. But you said it, the collaboration, right? We're on 4, who's in your circle, checking who's in your circle and who are you listening to, right? Also, having sound business owners in your circle. You can join associations. There are all type of peer groups that you can become a part of. And you mentioned this, investing. You have to invest in your business. There are a lot of opportunities for people to go to conferences, or like now, the world is still kind of, some people wearing masks, some people not. We're all in between, but it's something still going on. Games still being played, we know. So the travel is not the same right now. But when there are live events where you can interact, or now virtual, you can interact, you want to invest in those opportunities to
You have
meet
to.
people like that, and experts. Like, you got to have a team, like you talked about, the team of experts, the attorneys, the accountants, the
Absolutely.
marketing advisors, consultants,
Absolutely.
all of those people that you need on your team. Now,
And real quick,
Ty,
let
go
me
ahead.
share this, because I don't know why this is a problem for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I paid a mentor.
Mm.
One more time. I had an opportunity to work hand in hand with a 20-year interior designer, already been in the business.
Mm-hmm.
And when I also attended the Art Institute of Nevada, well, a lot of schools and trade schools don't teach you the business side of that trade.
They give you theory.
They give you theory.
MBA is the same thing. All of
They
it
don't
is
teach you
theory.
how to write a contract.
Right.
They don't teach you how to price your services.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They don't teach you how to go into the marketplace and get, connected with the right advertising brands and or company. They don't teach you any of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was introduced to this particular designer, and we, again, collaboration. Somebody opened the door and introduced me to this guy I wasn't even thinking about. And I said, well, I'm gonna go get me a furniture store and blah, blah, blah. And he said, hey, sis, I know you saying, you want to get your furniture store, but you just got out of school, and I'm happy for you, but do you think you want to jump into something like that? After I'm like, man, come on, yeah, I want to. He was like, let me introduce you to somebody. He was like, I love your spirit. I'm going to introduce you to somebody, just to get somebody in your field who can give you some sound advice. I was like, oh, man, what's up? Yeah, let's do it. Me and this guy got on the phone for a couple days. He's like, look, you already got it. You fly. You know what you're doing. He said, but the Art Institute didn't teach you the business. He said, well, how much do you charge? I was like, you got your design contract? I was like, oh, man. He was like, look, let's meet up, talk to your husband. He said, I can mentor you. He said, because you already got it. He said, but there's a cost. I said, well, of course. Told me the cost. I was like, cool. To me, I was honored that the man even wanted to spend that kind of time with a newbie, right? I'm like, this is OJT. I paid for the Art Institute. Why I can't pay for no mentor? And go into business prepared, right? Well, for whatever reason, people don't believe in paying for somebody else's time. And I just don't understand why you wouldn't want to be on point in representing your brand. And if you have this again, it's about investing in yourself, investing in your business. I had no problem paying that man. We jumped on the flight, went and met face to face. When he took us to his house, I said, oh, yeah, let me go on to the bank and get you this cashier's check. You want a cashier's check or you want cash? How you want to get it? Because what? I went to see if he really could bag up what he was talking about. And walking into his house, and then he took me to his client's house. I said, yeah, I need to get all that I'm missing. And he told me before I even gave him the money, he said, you have total access to me, but I don't believe you're going to be calling me too much. You already got it. I just need to help you with your paperwork and show you to make sure you have the right credentials. And you a bird. He said, you an eagle, baby. He said, I already see it on you. And he was right. I had no clue of what he's seen in me, but I had no problem investing in myself because I knew, man, for me to get these big projects and these opportunities, I need to be knowing what the heck I'm doing.
So that sums it up in a nutshell. We're talking about the top things you need to do right now. I mean, of
Right
course,
now.
they're not saying that this is in any particular order, but I will say number one, breathe. You got to breathe first. That is
Gotcha.
important. Realize that you didn't fail, right? You only
Right.
found out successfully of what
Yes.
didn't work, right?
You
were
got your
successful
degree
at
in that. Yeah.
Okay. Assess what you could do differently. Assess the situation. Be open. Be honest. You know,
Yes.
how you can grow, opportunities of growth, right?
Yes.
And then we talked about who's in your circle. Like,
Yes.
who are you listening to?
Yes. Crucial.
And something you slid in there, we've been talking about it, that collaboration and all in that, but also investing in yourself. Not be
Absolutely.
afraid. You know, time is moving on the show. I'm telling you, you're gonna have to come back, sister, because we're gonna have to
Absolutely.
finish this. But let's talk about this. You talked about the investing in yourself. The last thing I want you to share with our audience today, the importance of asking for help.
Listen,
Pride comes before
Pride.
the fall.
pride must be put aside. Pride must be put aside because this bigger than you, babe. When you're an entrepreneur, entrepreneurship is really about legacy. Because we know you can't leave your job to your kids and your family. If something happened to you and you can't work there anymore, they're going to put another ad out and say, we need this position filled. So you can't leave no job to your family. So
Yes.
entrepreneurship is the way for us, especially in the African American community, to earn more bread, have more leverage. That's what entrepreneurship is also about. But you got to put that pride aside. I pray for, as I said, divine connections, the right team, the right staff, the right, who should I be working with? Because I've been picking some people and they ain't turned out right. So,
I give.
and that's nothing negative. I'm a grinder.
Yes.
I'm the kind of person, I'm going to work till I can't move to get this particular thing done. If that means I'm going to get 4 hours today of sleep, let's rock. If that means I'm not going to get no sleep for 6 weeks, let's go. My goal is to leave an amazing impression on my client and allow them to get back to life, because it's a process. But that pride, you have to be, I'm going to say, you have to learn to have a meeting with yourself. As I do. Girl, look, you trying to do 5 projects. You can't do no 5 projects by yourself. What do you think you're doing? We want to live to enjoy the fruits of our labor. So you need some help. Self, we need some help. What do we need? Okay, now, what I've done before that has worked. People who know me and my twins, I will have them interview people I want to hire.
Okay.
I blew my own mind because I'll do the first interview and I'll say, I'm going to have you to interview my executive team next, and then we'll follow back up with you, the following day. And man, that for me has worked so well, because they would turn around, 1 or 2 people would say, you know what, they're great, but I don't think they could vibe with your grind. Okay, well, that saved me some time and some money, right? Because my thing is about, when you hire somebody, you're going to take time out of your day, weeks to train them to be able to work for you. And if they're not serious about working for you, you've wasted hours and hours of time. Asking for help is, man, that's in the top 10, because
That's in the top.
You can't build Rome in a day. Oprah didn't
Right.
build Harpo in a day. It
Right.
was what, 5-7 years before people even really knew who she was. And I'm only saying that because, from the shy. So
yeah, you
that's
got to
something
talk
I've
about it.
seen that people was like, who? What? Well, years later, it's like, oh my God, Oprah Winfrey, downtown Chicago. It was a whole big
Yeah.
thing. So she could have built that by herself.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing for us. We have to say again, have a meeting with yourself. Man, I've been trying to do this by myself. You can't. To be successful, one of my favorite guys that I love far as business is Magic Johnson. And I'm using these people because that's who most people know. Man, from his testimony of where he started, went to the NBA, he didn't have to go get into business where it was putting businesses back into Black communities. He could have took his millions like a lot of them do and went on and, did whatever they was going to do. But
Exactly.
I like how he put his money, LeBron James put his money back into the Black community, and they have teams of people, confidants. LeBron James, he working with people he been knowing, his whole life. So he doesn't have to give them money. He blessed them for them to focus on their goals and gifts. Now they all rising. So he knew early, we gonna change the game, but I need my boys with me. I can't do this by myself. I see a lot I want to do, but you got to have the right people around you in your corner that you know for a fact that's with you whether you got 50 cents or 5 million. Put the pride aside, and let me tell you, when you start having those meetings with yourself, that's gonna help you along the way, baby. I promise you that.
It's gonna help you. And you're talking about getting that help, to help you with something as well.
Yes.
But also, if you fail, to put that pride aside, to ask for help. How do I get out of this situation? How do I get out of it?
When you do fail, I mean, that's when I like to call my angels. They right there. Big mama and them, your auntie and them, your soul sisters, your true soul sisters go say, girl, listen, we all fail. My marriage failed, or my first marriage, or my second marriage. Listen, you got it in you. That's okay. Let me come make you some greens and cornbread, girl. We gonna get through this thing together. Let's go get a massage. Here goes some tissue for them tears. I know how you feel. I done been there. But you only fail when you give up. You only fail when you stop. Think about how many people have given. I'm not giving up on my dream. I'm not giving up on me. I'm going to take a pause. I'm going to rest. I'm going to reflect. I'm going to regroup. But I'm not going to give up on me. You mean to tell me you went through all of that? You went through all of that to get here, and you just gonna what my man Eric Thomas say that woke my soul up? Don't let pain punk you.
Don't let pain punk you. Winners, as the old saying, winners never quit and quitters never win.
Winner, baby, that's fact.
Well, you know what?
That chapter, when you look at a movie or read a book, it's like, oh, the first chapter was good. Oh, the second chapter was jacked up. Oh, the third chapter, oh, that was horrible. Oh, by the sixth chapter,
it's good.
God don't make no mistakes.
Girl. Well, we know he has not made a mistake in having you here with us today on Wealthy Sisters Radio with a view. We didn't get a chance to talk about layers, but everybody could go. Let me put your website here, tpcompany.co. See how flashy he is, TP Company. The line of candles, the sanctuary, was it a home sanctuary?
Yeah.
Yes, your signature line with that. And you do travel with interior designs as well. I know you do some consulting, some virtual and all of that. I want everybody to go to tpcompany.co. Check out my sister, Teresa Perkins. Also, make sure you get her book, How to Fail Forward by Teresa Perkins on Amazon. Sister, I want to thank you so much for being here with us today. Will you come back?
Girl, you know to call me anytime. I got you.
We've been talking about the top things you need to do right now to bounce back from your failed business. The first thing we talked about is breathe.
Got to.
Breathe. It's going to be all right. It's all right.
It's going to be all right.
It's all right. You know, it's temporary. This is all
temporary situation.
Anyway. Temporary. Realize that you didn't fail, right? We said that. You know, you were successful at finding out what didn't work. Third thing we talked about, genius. Got the t-shirt genius. IQ way up here.
Yeah.
Be open and honest with yourself and assess your situation. What could you do differently? What you could do better, right? And then we talked about who's in your circle, those people.
Yes.
Who's in your circle? Who are you listening to?
Yes.
And 5, ask for help. Lay that pride aside and ask for help.
Got to.
So I'm seeking you today to go ahead and subscribe. Subscribe to us right now. You're right here on YouTube. You're on Facebook. But if you're on YouTube, we're building this platform. And if you found value in what we're talking about, subscribe. You subscribing to all kinds of things. This is something that's going to be positive. Foolishness, right?
Foolishness. Ain't nobody got no time for that.
Exactly. You subscribing to people saying that over and over.
Right.
Like, subscribe, and share with others as well. And next week, get ready. I am also grateful. I'm about to say super excited because I said I need to say super grateful. But check out my guests next week. You're like, what? A wealthy brother? Yeah, y'all know we have brothers on Wealthy Sisters. My buddy, my friend, I'm telling you, Douglas Aze. You heard that bass in that? That's what he's going to bring next week.
All right.
Teresa. All the money you making, you need to know what to do with it. Have you set up your trust? Have you set up your foundation? These are the things that Douglas is going to share with us next week. So tune in right here, 11 a.m. Eastern, or you can watch us right here on YouTube, Facebook, or at blackusanews.news, shall I say. Teresa, thank you so much. And to you again, to everybody, thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, go ahead and press that like right there. Subscribe, and share. We'll see you next week.
Blessings.
Wishing you and yours the best and everything great. Bye now.
This has been another episode of Wealthy Sisters Radio. Thank you for joining us. Catch the full hour encore Thursdays 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern and 24/7 at wealthysistersradio.com. The opinions of our guests do not necessarily reflect the opinions of our hosts, staff, or partners of Wealthy Sisters Radio.